Hi everyone, I'm Charles. I'm from FilSwan. So we're based in Canada, and we have several locations in the world between decentralized computing as a layer two of zero. So working a lot with Chainlink, society projects, Chainlink of options to look and deliver local computing power for different projects.
Hey everyone, I'm David. I have spent my entire career, 15 years in AI. I'm living here in Seoul in Korea. I was actually thinking maybe I have to do this in Korean. I'm happy. I'm happy I don't have to. I work with ChainML. I'm a co-founder and a lead product for ChainML. So what we're building at ChainML really is, well, basically two things we're excited about. One, we're trying to build the technology really needed to democratize AI resources in terms of models and infrastructure. We've been building, working on the ChainML protocol for basically the last year. ChainML protocol brings together AI compute providers, commercial grade AI compute providers with those looking to make long-term reservations for GPU resources to host and run AI models. That's something we've been building. We've also been super excited about language models and how they've become really, really strong over the last year. Especially with the launch of ChatGPT, everybody getting super excited. And so we've been working on, and we actually launched our open source project called Council that makes it possible makes it very easy to integrate language models into production grade applications. Yeah, that's an area we continue to be excited about.
Yes, nice to meet you guys. I'm Oh, founder of Plexus. We are based on Korea, and I would like to say thank you, Sean, for suggesting being part of this Chainlink BUILD project. And well, we started the company as an outsourcing development company in 2021. While we are developing so many services, we found that there is a big order for the blockchain mass adoption, which is a transferring asset from to chain is really difficult and inconvenient. So we decided to develop the Plexus, which is a per-chain liquidity aggregator and middleware infrastructure that combines DEXs and bridges from all chains. So it simply enables the users and the company to transfer their asset from between chains with just one click and one API. Since we launched the alpha version in this year, January, and thankfully a lot of global users access to our service, like 5.4 unique wallet access to our service, and one for 1.7 billion transactions occurred. So yeah, that's what we are building.
Hi, my name is Spivak. I am representing Golteum, and we allow users to exchange real-world assets on-chain, like precious metals, gold, platinum, silver, etc. Obviously, there's a lack of liquidity in make-believe animal cracker JPEG sometimes. So we'd like to have something tangible, physical, that can actually be reached and audited and transferred and accessed at any given point in time that you would need to release liquidity from something. So Chainlink is providing the opportunity for ensuring and auditing a lot of that, much like Fireblocks and Certic and a handful of other companies that are supporting us. And then outside of that, I host NFT NYC in Decentral Miami and built one of the largest NFT and Web3 communities in the world over the last 3.5 years. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Ethan. I'm the co-founder and the CMO of Sound Network. I believe we are the newest startup in the Build program. So thank you, Chainlink. Thank you, Build, for inviting us. Sound Network is a decentralized storage infrastructure. For users, we provide decentralized storage protocol with data preserving encryption embedded into the system. And with that, we want to ensure that users will have the most data sovereignty of their own data. And on top of that, we also create a environment which is friendly to developers. we provided the developers with different APIs and tools, including storage, including data model, DID, and data indexing extra. We want to ensure the DApp developers can use the utmost of our storage and also can have great access to all the data information, to all the data from the users. And in our system, there are 3 layers, namely the consensus layer, the storage layer, and also the computation layer. So that's what we are. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, guys. So to introduce myself as well, I'm part of the partnerships team that's anchoring the build program, and it's a pleasure to have these amazing founders to be part of this meetup as well. Cool. So as you can see in the build program, there's a wide spectrum of different protocols, be it infrastructure, if I can separate you guys into various categories, infrastructure, and then we have like DeFi / real world assets tokenization here. I guess now really trying to address this question to Golteum as well as Plexus, right? We live in an increasingly multi-chain world, and first and foremost, do you guys concur? How do you guys see the entire industry from here on out? But also, how do you then balance building out your protocol, right, between security as well as user experience?
Yeah, Plexus is also one of the cross-chain applications. So we are an aggregator that integrating breaches and sourcing the liquidity from breaches and the taxes. So we are not directly on the liquidity. So it's less related to the cross-chain security problem, but nevertheless, we are running a policy to guarantee the 100% losses arising from the cross-chain transactions. And we are devising in terms of the tech, we are devising double confirming data from middle chain, like Chainlink. And personally, I believe that cross-chain security problem is rapidly solving currently, and like Chainlink are leading this problem in the market. Yeah, so I'm very, very positive on it.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like where there's opportunity, there's going to be opportunists in any industry, right? But in order to improve user experience from start to finish, that's all design based. And so if we're designing with intentionality to provide the highest level of safety and security and being proactive with pragmatically preventing, vulnerabilities that we have in the unforeseeable future, that's going to create a more frictionless adoption to all of this technology. And at the end of the day, we're dealing with a massive format change. And as people got acclimated throughout the pandemic with QR codes and with, direct-to-consumer, on-demand, push-to-start buttons, they also had to learn if this, then that smart contract type technology as well. And so the adoption curve is only going to go lower as we become more confident and comfortable navigating, especially with valuable possessions and things that we care about. So I think to destigmatize and remove a lot of that negativity, we have to actively enhance the image of safety and security of handling these products and services in this Web3 arena. So I think it's only going to get better over time, but it definitely takes a conscious mind that's self-aware with quadrupling down on security and safety protocols. So
Absolutely. Brilliant point. I think that's really where we're working alongside with you guys. How exactly can CCIP power and support the initiatives that you guys are working on, especially as you guys are looking to address and reach out to users across the different chains as well. If I were to move into, I guess, this is something that probably everyone here is interested about. The bridge between, I guess, infrastructure protocols and Chainlink is not necessarily like that apparent. And one of the key questions would be, how does infrastructure protocols like, for example, ChainML, FilSwan, as well as SAO network, how do you guys benefit from the build program?
Yeah, maybe I take this one first. For us, I guess multiple different things. So the build program has been super helpful in making progress building ChainML. If I were to highlight, I guess one thing that's been really impactful is the network and the introductions. So as we're trying to build something that's really resonating with the market, finding product market fit, benefiting from that huge network that is Chainlink, all the introductions, both to partners, to possible customers, and to also investors, has been really what made a big difference. And we've had tons of really good in-depth conversations based on the introductions that were happening through the build program.
Yeah. So yes, we get in touch with Chainlink projects a long time ago, or maybe about 2 years ago almost. Then with Chainlink build program, it gives us lots of help from different resources. Or let's say a small example about early adapters, right? When you have new projects, new products going to release, so the Chainlink network can give us lots of feedback from early users, so we can know how to improve product. And also as founder of the project, we want to expand our business and our protocol to lots of applications. It can be from different blockchains, like we originate from Filecoin. Now we want to go to the Optimism. So since whenever the blockchain Chainlink supports, we can reach there easily through the Chainlink channels. So the channels give us a lot of help. And on the physical world, if we want to go to some places, we recently started working with the Vietnam community. So if I want to get in touch with somebody, so Chainlink give us access to resource. So easily to the local people, set up a local help, get a local conference, and easily to expand our business. So I think there's a lot of advantage if you join it. And also there's a lot of trainings opportunities. So Chainlink has a weekly event, online workshops, how to get organized community events, how to building products, so etc. And also how to writing articles, blogs about your product introduced to your users. So all those things help you a lot. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would say similar to the previous two gentlemen, but I want to summarize in 3 aspects that we want to work with Chainlink. First, very important, which is the technical support. Chainlink is one of the most successful pioneers of tool providers to blockchain world. So through Chainlink, we have learned a lot, and especially with their Chainlink functions, we are now able to provide our solution cross chains, multi-chain storage solutions, realizing the data information communications between off-chain and on-chain. That's through very strong technical support from the build. And on top of that, we are also exposed to the whole build community. Among this community, we're all startups from different aspects, and we learn from each other, we exchange experience from each other, and we can even be each other's first batch of customers, investors, co-workers, everything together. And also on top of that, we've learned there are lots of opportunities where we can expose ourselves to the market. For example, this event in Seoul, we know that in the next month, we're going to have something in Barcelona as well. Those are great opportunities for smaller projects like us to see the world and also to interact with the others. So we think by working with Chainlink, we add value to Chainlink. Chainlink also raised us up.
You basically did my work for me. But it's great to hear. Basically, it seems like there's not just technical support, but also synergies in terms of go-to-market, as well as the B2B networks that we can then connect you guys across. Back to, I guess, Plexus and Golteum. Now with monthly active, I mean, if you look at DeFi, right? Monthly unique DeFi users are still roughly hovering around 2.5 million or so. I think that was the data point that I just saw last week. What's the challenge that you see in terms of a rapid adoption of DeFi moving forward? And of course, be it based on the cross-chain that Plexus is working on, as well as Golteum in terms of tokenization of real assets?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything in life. You've got to learn the code if you want to speak the language. And there's when this stuff's moving at the speed of light, there's not enough educational material that's in existence before it gets outdated because we move so fast in this space. But there are the basics, and the basics being more accessible will allow people to be more confident and comfortable adopting all of these, right? So whether it is Ethereum or it's Bitcoin or it's Solana or it's Cardano or it's Hedera or it's whatever you're using, right? Whatever floats your boat for whatever transaction or utility or purpose or place or, you know, rhyme or reason, you have to still have the basics, right? And, you know, when you see people come into this space and hit a speed bump or hit their head and lose money, that's when they're typically, it shouldn't be a rite of passage that you got fished or that you were a part of a pump and dump or a rug pull or a honeypot. There needs to be some level of introductory that comes with a MetaMask or a Phantom or a Rainbow or et cetera, et cetera. So I think the adoption is going to continue to happen regardless. The machines, the Amazons and Googles and Fangs, they're not going to slow down or stop. So at the end of the day, it's on us to create these training wheels and add these helicopter dads and moms to provide the step-by-step processes of protecting yourself while participating and to really realize the opportunity and the potential that this stuff has. Like, this is revolutionary technology during a digital renaissance, you know? And I think that can't be reinforced and stressed enough. And so I think even the number of adoption that we do have of daily, monthly active users, whatever it may be, on any chain, cross-platform, is really low. And that just means that there's more work that needs to be done and people are still apprehensive about it all. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think this question is related why we are developing Plexus. Well, there will be a lot of problems regarding blockchain mass adoption, but I want to point out the problem, the interoperability between chains. Like currently, interoperability between chains does not provide a seamless environment to general users. Like when internet was born, it was the intranet of the U.S. military, and the other institution built their own internet network, and as they were connected to each other, it became the World Wide Web. So I think it's kind of development of process of blockchain is similar to this. Like Ethereum can be seen as a giant intra network because it was isolated before, but bridges are connecting these things, and crushing aggregator like Plexus is make it more seamlessly. So yeah, I want to point out the interoperability between chains.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we resonate very much so with what you guys have mentioned. So basically, if I were to summarize, education is one of them, right? And then, of course, unity of fragmentation across different chains, and that's what Plexus is working on. But also, I see the key narrative of security and user experience being top of mind. So back to, I guess, the infrastructure providers, right? I mean, you guys see the industry from a different lens, probably like one layer up. You guys work alongside with other builders and other protocols as well. We're curious to better understand, like, even though at this current market conditions, what type of protocols and builders do you see that you've been working alongside with? Is there any particular interesting trends from your perspective?
I guess I can start. Okay. So we're obviously coming in a bit from the AI perspective, and for us, lots of things have changed after ChatGPT launched and created this massive excitement. And one thing we're seeing a lot in talking to protocols really across verticals is that there's a ton of interest in integrating capabilities like ChatGPT deeply with your product or protocol. And we've been having these conversations, and I do think that that's really, it's an opportunity for Web3 to really sort of improve user experiences and create that sort of layer of interaction with the user that's been missing, that makes it really easy to sort of talk to protocols or talk to the capabilities of your protocol. So that's something that's been happening quite a lot. We've been having a lot of conversations around this, and certainly a big change from when we started earlier last year.
For us, it's actually in our system, all protocols can use our storage. But things different from us is we emphasize the sovereignty of the data belongs to the users. So if a protocol sees the needs from its users, or the app developer sees the use from their users for data sovereignty, they can encourage them to use our storage. But in earlier session, you asked about the DeFi side. We also agree that data sovereignty is still a long educational process for us to, for more people to realize how they actually could own their data, not only putting their data on the internet, but by having lots of people using that freely. I agree with David that in the developments, especially when the Web3 comes into more massive adoptions, sooner or later people should realize that there's a value of their data, and people who uses those values should pay them for the usage, and that's how we encourage our users to start using our services, and also we trying to interact with other protocols to also put this part of services into our system.
Yeah, from our side, like, yeah, it's a bear market. Everyone knows that. It's good news, it's bad news. So bad news is like lots of projects don't have enough funds, right? Fundraising is harder, get good developers, like, is harder. But for us, like, it's a good opportunities. Why? Because previously there were lots of resources you can access. You don't really mind spending $1,000 or $2,000 or even $10,000 to some cloud providers, right? But now you need to be very careful about each dollar you spend. You want to get enough gain. For example, let's give you an example about computing, right? So like, for example, ChainML, right? If your provider, if your users want to using the GPU, for example, do stable diffusion. So the price on AWS now for A100 is charging about $4 per hour. So which means that if it's running it for 1 day, even though you have no user, you still need to pay $100. So what does that mean? It means that it's high cost. And you want to continue development, you want to save the money for developers, for art costs. So now how to get the resource, quality resource, in a low cost way become a challenge. Like, I know that like with Chainlink, you can get access to Tencent Cloud, $5,000, right? Automatic get it, and the AWS $5,000 grants. That's great, but that's not enough. So what we do is like we give access to our free storage, 32 gigabit each user, and we also give people free credits for running GPU. We recently launched a program with 100 GPUs, free usage for 2 months, and those kind of resources attract lots of users. So we have about 10 blockchains recently just launching on our infra. And we have data centers worldwide. We have 50 cities to enable people to launch your services instantly with container technology, cross-chain, functions, even CCIP in the future to give people not just the services, but also trust.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we like to think of it more as a build market, right? Where really founders can focus on the hard problems. And I think that's really where that would spark the next wave of new users coming into the space. Given the time constraints, I guess wanted to end off here as well, right? So maybe let's go in a round. If you were to end off, right, what would be your 1 minute pitch, right? In terms of your upcoming roadmap, what you guys are working on, what you guys want to share with the community here as well.
I'll keep it very brief. In Q3, we have developed lots of multiple APIs. In Q4, we can upgrade our mainnet to version 0.2, at which will include zero knowledge proof and encryptions to make your data more safer, and you have your real sovereignty of your data. So we are also exploring communities. We welcome anyone who is interested to test our products at SAO Network.
Yeah, for us, our goal is in the next year is launching 100 city accessibility to the global cloud computing world. And we want to give people 10,000 GPUs accessibility to running all the computing power and also connect with Chainlink IP to give them a trusted network of global GPU computing. We want to be able to running at least 20 blockchains on top of our network. So that's our goal.
Just quickly, we have some exciting stuff lined up. Super excited, continue to be super excited about the AI space at the intersection with AI and Web3. So exciting stuff coming out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, in terms of the cross-chain aggregator, we have reached the top level in the world, and we are covering up the 90% of the bridge liquidity, and it's fully operating 12 chains. But in coming quarter, we are aiming to provide a API service for B2B service as well. So and the cross-chain vault, which is a pretty new concept in the crypto area. So yeah.
Yeah, mine's a little off topic, I guess I would say. I'd like to see people build longer tables and shorter fences. Make this more fair, equitable, diverse, and inclusive. Be more conscious with your creations and your curation. Let more women have room on these spaces and allow for the youth and the elders to also learn and get acclimated to all of these new tools that we have at our disposal, because it's only going to work if everybody's working, right? If there is no us, then there is no them. And you're seeing marketplaces die and disappear all the time as well, because they don't realize that they're building off of the backs of artists. And where there's marketplaces that don't have anything to sell, then they just have a very high overhead of staff and storage and more. So just conscious curation, creation, and opening the doors to more people to get involved and participate. That's it.
Absolutely. All right. So in essence, I mean, great to have you guys here. Super optimistic about the things that we can work together. And then, of course, excited about what's upcoming in terms of your roadmap and how we can be of support moving into your problem. So thanks, guys. That concludes the panel discussion for today.
Thank you.